First of all, how do you sum up a week in which Everton won at Anfield for the first time since 1999? The club took another important step towards the building of a new stadium, and Luca Dean signed a new contract.
Yeah. In the last few days, a lot of good news, and we are working to keep the good news every day. It was a good result. It was a good step forward for the new stadium, and Digne signed a new contract.
Lucas says he wants to play in Europe. I just wonder how significant it is that he has the belief that he can do it at Everton, and how does that impact on the players within the dressing room, but also players that potentially you'd be looking to bring to the club as well?
Of course, the result was really good. The performance also, we showed that we can compete in some games, and now I think that we have to look forward because we have a home game, and our run at home was not good in the last period, and we want to fight for the European position. We have to improve our home run at Goodison.
The fact that Luca Dean, though, believes he can realise the dream of European football with Everton, does that impact positively on the players around him in the dressing room, but also positively on players that you would potentially look to bring in the summer?
I think that the players are really focused for this season, are really focused where we are. They know where we are, and they know where we can be, and they know what they have to do to be at the end of the season in the position to play Europe next season.
Are Alan and Dominic Calvert-Lewin now ready to start a game? And if they are pushing for their place, how does that also help in ensuring that there's no kind of complacency going to creep in after that big turbulence?
No, Alane and Dominic are okay. They are training regularly. I think that they are available to play for sure from the beginning. It starts. We don't have a lot of game at the end until the end of the season, and so we have to be ready to fight every game, because every game, as we know, is really complicated, really difficult, and we have to be ready.
And just finally from me, Carlo, I just want to check on whether you've got a return date for Yerry Mina just yet, and is Gabamin still progressing well?
Gabamin is progressing well. We don't know exactly where he can be back to train with the team, and Yerry Mina also. I think Yerry Mina will be out at least again 2 weeks.
Thanks, Carlo.
Mandy from Premier League Productions, please.
Hi, Carlo.
Hi.
Southampton are 8 games without a win now. Given their strong start to the season, has that surprised you?
It's true that the last game that they played, that they didn't get a result, but they played the games, and they played the games with a strong intensity, with a high pressure, and they played quite well, in my opinion. But they didn't have the result. I think we have to pay attention, as above all, what we were able to do at home that was not good enough in the last game against Fulham, against Newcastle. So I think that we are really focused there. We want to avoid problems that we had in the game before.
And you have a game in hand on the teams above you. How much are you enjoying being in that race for European football and for potentially the top 4?
In my opinion, we don't have to look the table. We have to play game by game and see where we are, where we are at the end of the season. I hope everything will be okay. For us, it will be really important to play in Europe next season, and it means step forward for the players, step forward for the club, and we have to work hard, because it will not be easy, because a lot of teams are involved there, but I think that we can compete until the end.
And just finally from me, I spoke to Gylfi Sigurdsson earlier, and he was speaking about the trust that the players have in you because of what you've done in your managerial career. How important is that trust, Carlo, when you're trying to take a group of players to the next level? And do you see them developing through this season so far?
I think for a manager, have the trust of the player is really important. As it is really important to have the trust of the club. If you don't have this, it's difficult to do your job at the best. I think the best way is to have trust. The player has to have trust in you, and you have to have trust in players. And so I think in this moment we have, in this sense, a good relationship, and I hope to continue.
Thank you.
Alistair McGowan from the BBC.
Hi, Carlo.
Hi.
I just wondered, when you've been walking on Crosby Beach this week, when you've met Everton fans, what have they said to you about the derby win? What have your discussions been like with them?
No, they didn't talk to me. Just said like this, or just lead. Unfortunately, we don't have the possibility to talk with the people. I went outside only one time with biking, but I bike really fast, and so it's difficult for me to catch.
All right, okay. You're going to be in the Tour de France soon, then, maybe.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, obviously, good news for the stadium this week as well. Your contract is until 2024. I think the stadium will open the following season, potentially. Would you like to lead Everton out at the new stadium?
I would like to be there when the new stadium will be open. It will be a good achievement for me, of course. I think that to finish the contract here until 24 means that you did a good job. And when you did a good job, the contract will not be stopped on 24. Will be, I think, that continue. And so, for sure, for the time that I spent here, that is almost 1 year, I felt and I feel good, and so I would like to stay as long as possible.
And just last of all, I know you've spoken about this before in terms of your home form, but I look at the table and Everton are 15th in the league when it comes to home form. So do you think, why is that? I know you've talked about fans before, but have you got any new thoughts on why you've struggled so much at home?
I think the opinion that I have that away we are more focused defensively. We do less mistakes, and so we don't think that to win away is so important, and so you are focused defensively and you avoid problems. At home, maybe we are thinking that is easier the game, and we are not able to keep the concentration that we had away.
Okay, thank you.
Ian Kennedy, Radio Merseyside, please.
Hi, Carlo.
Hi.
Just on that point, you made a very good and fast start to the derby match, scoring very early. Is that one of the things that you can do at home, for example, to try and create your own atmosphere, your own tempo to a game? Is that important to start a game really well?
When you are able to open the game, to open the score, it is important, not only for us. All the time that we open the game, most of the time we won. Yes, of course, will be really important to open the game, but as I said, defensively we have to be more focused when we are at home, and because at least if you were able to keep the game 0-0, the game that we lost against Newcastle, we lost against Fulham, against West Ham, against Leeds, we had 4 more points. So, and 4 more points means to climb the table a lot.
And football is so much about confidence, and the man who scored that early goal for you, Richarlison, I think is now into double figures this season for goals. Are you seeing a bit more of a confident Richarlison now?
He is a lot of better. He is a better player than was in the first part of the season. Why? Because now he is working with consistency. He's focused. At the start of the season, he was suspended 3 games. The game against Liverpool, he was not fit physically because he traveled a lot for the international games. And now he is back. He can easily reach the more than 10 goals in the season.
And just in terms of confidence,
because Richarlison,
Pickford was excellent.
No, sorry, I have to. Richarlison is a top talent. That's it.
Absolutely, yeah. And I was just going to add, in terms of the confidence that Jordan Pickford will have got from last week as well, because his performance was excellent. And I know you've rotated the goalkeepers at times this season, but to have him high on confidence and playing like that must give you and everyone a big boost. Yeah,
he did really well, and it is what he is able to do, and that's it. I don't think that it helps the fact that we rotate, but it's true that the fact that Olsen is there, I think it can help us to be more motivated and more focused. And I would like to continue. I'm going to continue the rotation of the goalkeepers until the end of the season.
Just take one from Carl Markham, please. Hi, Carlo.
Hi.
Hi. You've taken more points from games against the big 6 this season than you have against teams in the bottom 6. With 5 of your next 6 against teams who are currently in the bottom 7 places, I'm just wondering how big a month this is going to be, and how important it is to change sort of your record against those teams in the bottom of the table.
I am honestly, if I have to see what happened until now, I have to say I have to be worried, because we are going to play again the teams that are at the bottom and where we had more problems. So we have to be able to solve this kind of problem. It's true, and I am convinced that it's really competitive league. It's really difficult league, and I think if we look of the result in Europe, the English team did really fantastic result. The 3 teams in Champions League won the 3 games away. Liverpool won, Chelsea won, Man City won, United did really well, easy against Real Sociedad. Tottenham won easily against Arsenal, can win tonight. So that means that this league is really high level, and you have to consider also the team at the bottom are doing really well, honestly, because to play against Fulham, to play against Burnley is not easy at all, and to play against Southampton is not easy.
Just one final question in the open section from Per, please.
Yes, hello, Carlo.
Hi.
Joshua King is yet to start the game for Everton. How far is he from a place in your starting 11?
Joshua King, how far away from a place in the start?
Oh, it's not far. It's not far. He plays some part of the games, and important for him is to stay fit, and his condition is good. I have to say, he's working really well. He's adapting really well. He will find place in the first 11 in some games.
Okay, thank you very much. That's the end of the open section. If we can now move on to the newspapers, please, and if everybody else can leave